All right, everyone. This is Doug Kenny from Relentless and Unstoppable, and today we have Amy J. Morrison with us. Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. How you doing, Doug?
Doing absolutely fabulous. Where are you at the moment?
I'm north of Seattle. It's called Laylup on the Sound, so we can see the whales and all kinds of things.
Awesome. So you live in the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, it is a Bay Area. It's Puget Sound, but you're right. It's like a possession bay, I believe, right here.
Really cool. So you hear whales and dolphins and all that at night?
To me, they're dolphins. I think they're porpoises. I think they're like black and have them mainly in the San Juans area up there. So I've seen them once, and I didn't know we had them. I think I was 35.
That's really awesome. So yeah, give our followers a bit of what you're known for.
I'm known for empowering women in different areas, whether it be, I started a prayer group when my kids were toddlers, so that's probably about 20 years ago. And I didn't pray out loud. I'm like, you're funny, Lord. Using the not equipped because I know it's from him, right? So there's that, and I would organize women's events where we'd have little breakout rooms of their nails, massage, makeup, hair, movies. If someone just wanted to watch a movie downstairs, so it was really fun. And then I was in a community project course where you have to make a community project that's never been done before, and then get people involved, people enrolled about it. So it's not just about us, and they're supposed to give it away. People are like, what? Just did all this. If we don't give it away, we can't be used for something else in the future, and that won't survive. So that's a way to keep it going, even if we're called somewhere else. So it was really empowering, and got women together from our church that was be involved with women's ministry that was actually was a women's mission, like a block away. And so we connected our church and their church through having a prayer group every week. So that's what I look back and I'm like, oh, that's kind of been my my theme. And I didn't really realize that till we actually started talking.
That's very interesting. Tell everybody what happened in August.
Now, August, we got to meet in person. How about that?
I remember that for sure. It was a lot of fun.
That was so fun. I love the pictures, especially yours and Peggy's.
Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun to meet you.
It's great to meet you in person. It's always so much fun meeting in person and live.
Definitely. What struggles did you overcome to get to where you are?
The struggles, I would say, is there was always something not wrong, but something there. It just didn't feel right. And then I didn't really notice until the kids were born. I had struggled in school, but there really wasn't an answer for that other than struggled in school. And then when they were born, it got a little more obvious that, something's just not right. And that's before postpartum was talked about. Mental illness, none of that was talked about at all. So it's amazing what's happened in 22 years. Just mine would come out as my mental challenges would come out as anxiety. I didn't know anxiety could entail anger and upset, and I thought it was just like people just freeze, whatever. I didn't know it came out in different areas. And I remember going to the doctor. I'm like, I need something. This is not okay. Well, that wouldn't work. It made me worse. and they never figured that out. And so I remember thinking, I don't want to find out after my kids are grown. And that's pretty much what happened. That was a hard pill. It would have been nice to know answers when they were little. Turns out that I thought I had ADD. Now, part of my story is going to go along with Kendall's, because I was listening to Kendall's, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me, yet with medication. It's not working, and then not figuring it out. So I had to keep pushing. And one of my friends, Amy, she's like, you need to give yourself credit because you never gave up. You never just, okay, that must be what I have, instead of, hey, it's not working. Let's keep searching. And so I was like prescribed an antidepressant, and like I said, it made me more angry, more agitated. And then when I was actually taking, it was a very integrity intensive course where I was not focusing well. And so, well, it must be ADD. I went to the doctor, and they put me on, was it Adderall? It was stimulant. It made me worse again. And for me, that's what sent me into a manic phase. Because now I'm looking back at the last 6 years, that's like if I was prescribed any stimulant, it would throw me into a manic phase. So I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 for like 6-7 years. And then I see a different psychiatrist. They're like, no, you have bipolar 1, because your manic phase lasted a long time. So I don't know if I can relate to this. Every person I saw, no, you don't have that one. It's bipolar 2. I'm like, okay, everybody. So that really gets tough, because then they don't know how to help. And so they keep trying. We'll try this medicine. And then it would throw me into manic phase, even up to 3 years ago. Someone put me on Wellbutrin, and thinking that would help like the ADD symptoms, and it threw me into manic phase. Yet I wouldn't know you. So there can be positives that can come out of a manic phase. I wouldn't know Andy. I wouldn't know any of you at all if I wouldn't have gone this path of following what I thought was my path. And I did lose a lot of money. Go back a little bit to the medicine part. So I had seen a business opportunity for what it was. Like I could kind of see the scam. And so I said no. Well, in that period of September to January, that's when they put me on the Wellbutrin with the lamotrigine. And I didn't realize what was going on. So they introduced it to me again in January, and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And so I've heard that's what those of us with bipolar need to be watched out for. Watch out for is because con artists, I think they just inherently know what to say, what to do, get us suckered in manic phase, because we're like, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I have bipolar too, so I know what it's like going through those struggles. It's just, mania is not fun to go through.
No, it was the whole losing $20,000 where, like, what happened? It took till May, because I remember on Mother's Day I just started crying. I'm like, what in the world? How did I see that scam for what it was, and then 3 months later not? And that's when I started putting the dots together. And granted, a lot of exciting things happened. I had my own show with another gal. We had energy and a lot of fun. We made a lot of neat connections, had people connect. So again, a lot of good happened, and that I wouldn't know you. So it's, if we can look at some of the positives that may come out of that.
Yeah, it sort of reminds me of the If I Never Knew You song in Pocahontas.
Oh my gosh, really? I'll have to check that out.
Have you ever seen Pocahontas?
Been forever.
It's a great movie. So what's your book called?
That one's, there's a few of them. The one I talked about, the bipolar part is actually a book I was in during COVID and never made the time to exercise. I know that's a big part of what was to help. And I was able to make time and talk about that in a book. And then I'm in a women's book that talks about it's invisible no more and invincible forevermore. And
That's great.
those of us finding our voice and being proud of who we are and overcoming ourselves that we're put in a corner. Be quiet, don't be seen. So,
Yeah, for sure. It seems like it's a bestseller. Is that what it is? A bestseller?
yes, it became a bestseller on Amazon, and it's really good. It talks a lot about different women that have been through different things. So there's a story kind of for everybody. Yet it is narrated for recording by a man. You know, I thought that was really something special that he would do that, see who we are, and he wanted to do that for us. And yeah, it's really great.
That's awesome to hear. That's all we have for now, but where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and it's about probably where I can give you my email later, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. So, do you have any final thoughts?
It's keep pushing. If you know something isn't right, keep trying. Or not try, but keep making those actions. Be an advocate for yourself. If I wasn't, I don't know honestly where I would be, because I still hear the voices of I'm not good enough. People better off if I'm not here. It's gonna get very loud, especially during maybe our manic phases and we've made mistakes or lost a lot of money, and it's like I needed that money. So that the failure talk can be pretty strong. So it's important to have a good support system. And again, some of our medicines don't mix well. So just to be vigilant on what we're taking and to take and not take.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's all we have for now, but we thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you very much. So, everybody, let's give Amy a round of applause for her work. And we'll see you next week for the next episode of R&U.